They uninvited me to my sister's big day. I booked a first-class ticket to the Caribbean. 5 days later, phones exploding, a runaway groom, and my family begging for help. Guess who didn't pick up? My name is Ethan. Growing up, my family always spoke about being there for one another. That's the speech you hear at holidays and graduations, the one that makes a family look good in photos. I believed it, and I lived by it. I was the brother who helped move couches at midnight, the one who covered rent when a job disappeared, the person who stayed calm when everyone else panicked. When my sister, Hannah, got engaged to Mark, it felt like business as usual, except brighter. She and Mark were one of those couples who laughed at inside jokes, used matching playlists, and seemed like they'd built a future out of tiny, steady choices. I helped her move apartments twice. I co-signed a lease once. I showed up for every major crisis like it was my job. I assumed, without a second thought, that the wedding guest list would include me because I was family, because that's how it works. Then the text arrived. Guest list finalized. Tough cuts had to be made. Hope you understand. Love you, H. I looked at the message the way you read a wrong diagnosis, disbelief, then the cold slide of anger. Tough cuts. Who were they cutting? The mail, the caterer? I called Mom immediately. Hey, sweetheart, she said, bright and breezy, like the sky was sunny and nothing bad had happened. Mom, I just got Hannah's message. She didn't invite me. Pause. Then the same practiced voice she'd used 100 times to gently brush me off. Oh, honey, it's just a wedding. Lists are tight. Don't make a big deal. I couldn't believe my ears. Mom, I'm her brother. I helped her through the worst. How are you not surprised? She gave me that parental tut tone. It's not personal, Ethan. These things happen. No one informs their brother with the kind of casual cruelty a grocery list warrants. I sat there, the kitchen light buzzing, and felt something in me snap. I'd spent years being the one who showed up. I'd swallowed offenses, bailed people out, and smoothed over family crises. And now I was an optional seat at someone else's celebration. I could have waited, swallowed my pride and gone anyway, smiled for the photos and pretended nothing had stung me. But something in me had had enough. If I was going to be treated like an afterthought, I'd at least be an afterthought somewhere nice. An hour later, I had booked an all-inclusive week at a 5-star resort ocean-facing suite. Private beach access, spa credits, everything I'd said I could never afford. I bought a first-class seat on a whim, popped open a bottle of champagne mid-flight, and posted the photo with a caption that read, "Guess I got cut from the guest list, but this view helps." The reaction was immediate, laughing emojis from cousins. A good for you DM from Aunt Liza, and 3 increasingly alarmed texts from Mom, "Where are you? Ethan, you can't miss this. Please call." I sent back a single beach photo. Turquoise water, sun on my knees, a grin. Then I shut the phone off. By the time I checked messages the next morning, my feed had exploded. My family had officially melted down. I didn't want to be part of their panic theater. That was the point. For once, I would be selfish. And honestly, it felt liberating. The first days were blissfully ordinary. Room service pancakes at dawn, stretching on the private balcony, splashing into the warm ocean. One posted a few more pictures because, why not? If they had cut me off, I would at least give them the image of me thriving. Then the messages started coming in, grouped and frantic. Mom, Hannah, Cousin Jake, Aunt Lisa, call me, emergency. You need to answer. My thumb hovered. Curiosity tugged me in like a fish on a line. Finally, I opened one. The groom walked out. The reception is chaos. Please call. For a second, I just stared at the words. Then I smiled, small, sharp, satisfied. It felt like a poetic little justice. A family that excluded me had to scramble when everything imploded. I considered calling immediately, but I sat back, poured a drink, and watched the sunrise. If they wanted to perform crisis management at my expense, they could figure it out without me. They'd chosen to treat me like an option, and for once, I would treat them like one. When I finally caved and scrolled through the rest of the messages, it was like watching a slow-motion pileup, every bubble worse than the last. Mom had sent 6. Call me now. This isn't funny. Hannah needs you. Stop ignoring your family. Pick up the phone. Sister's messages were shorter, but sharper. Where are you? Please answer. I need you, Ethan. Please. I didn't answer any of them. Not because I wanted revenge, but because I was finally done being the emergency switch they flipped when something went wrong. I put my phone back on airplane mode, tossed it into the nightstand drawer, and went to sit on the balcony with a cold drink. The next morning, however, curiosity got the best of me again. I turned the phone back on and flinched at the vibration. 27 missed calls, more texts, and one name I didn't expect? My cousin Mel. Mel was the only one in the family with common sense. So I opened hers. Ethan, you have to hear what happened after the groom left. Call me. You're gonna scream. Okay, that got my attention. I called. She answered instantly. Oh my God, finally. Are you sitting down? Mel, I'm literally lying on a beach chair with a Mai Tai. I think I'm stable. Her laugh came out loud enough to cause static. Okay, so after the groom bailed, Hannah lost it. She was screaming, throwing flowers, sobbing into her dress. They tried to bring her champagne, but she knocked it out of Aunt Lisa's hand. I tilted my head back and exhaled a long, amused breath. Wow. Oh, it gets better, Mel said. Your mom blamed the groom's family. Then Aunt Lisa blamed your mom. Then your mom blamed the wedding planner. Then the wedding planner quit on the spot and walked out. And then this part killed my grandma said out loud that everything fell apart because Anna insulted the bloodline by excluding you. I choked on my drink. Grandma said what? She said the wedding was cursed because they didn't invite you, Mel cackled. Dead serious. People heard. Someone filmed it. My God. That was... Delicious, Mel continued, lowering her voice. And then, when everything got too chaotic, your mom tried to call the groom's mom to fix it, and guess what she said?
What?
She told your mom, this is your mess, not ours, and hung up. I had to hold the phone away from my face because Mel was laughing so hard she wheezed. Meanwhile, I just sat there in my cabana, the ocean shimmering in front of me, thinking this is exactly what happens when people think you'll always be there, no matter how they treat you. Where's Hannah now? I finally asked. Mel sighed. Crying somewhere, still blaming everyone but herself. They were all scrambling around like ants last night. And of course, all of them were wondering where you were. It snorted. They didn't want me there, remember? Yeah, well, Mel said. Funny thing about people, they only realize your value when they can't use you anymore. I stared at the ocean. That line hit harder than I expected. Mel softened her tone. For what it's worth, you're doing the right thing. They don't get to treat you like an accessory and then drag you back when everything collapses. I know, I said, and for the first time, I actually meant it. We hung up and I sat there, letting the warm breeze wash over me. My family was spiraling, grasping at anything that might fix the damage. Meanwhile, I was eating tropical fruit and watching tiny boats drift across the horizon, and then, just because it made me laugh, I took a photo of my breakfast and posted it with the caption, starting my day stress-free. Hope everyone back home is? Okay. Within minutes, the entire family chat exploded again. I didn't reply. Instead, I booked a sunset cruise, ordered another drink, and let the afternoon drift by in peace, for once. I wasn't the one putting out fires for once. The chaos wasn't my responsibility. I woke up the next morning with sunlight pouring across the bed, the sound of waves soft against the shore, and for the first time in a long time, absolutely nothing weighing on my chest. No obligations. No guilt. No emotional cleanup on aisle 5. I stretched, grabbed the remote, ordered breakfast through room service, and only after taking a long shower did I finally turn my phone back on. Big mistake. It buzzed like a dying insect. Notifications stacked from every relative I'd ever met. Mom had left 4 more voicemails. Hannah had texted paragraphs. Unknown numbers popped up, probably family members. Borrowing other people's phones to bypass the block, I listened to one voicemail out of morbid curiosity. Mom's voice was frantic. Ethan, this is not the time to be petty. Your sister's wedding fell apart, she is devastated, and you're off playing games. Call me back now. Delete next voicemail. Hannah crying so hard she could barely speak. I need you. I need my brother. Please, please answer. I don't know what to do. Delete that. Then a voicemail from cousin Jake whispered like he was hiding in a closet. Bro. Grandma keeps saying the family brought bad luck on themselves because they cut you out. I think she might actually be right. Also, Mom and Aunt Lisa are planning to ambush you at your apartment. Good luck, man. That one I saved. But the best part? I didn't feel even a drop of guilt. Not anymore. I walked out to the balcony with a steaming cup of coffee, inhaled the scent of ocean air, and let the peace sink in. Back home, they were still scrambling around trying to clean up the mess they'd made. Meanwhile, I was trying to decide which spa treatment to book next, mid-morning. I wandered down to the pool, found a quiet private cabana, ordered a frozen drink with an unnecessary umbrella, and settled in like someone who had successfully escaped the world. I didn't intend to check my phone again, but temptation won. This time, there was a message from Mel. Okay, I know you're ignoring everyone, but read this. Mom is trying to gather the family for some big meeting when you get back. Just warning you. Of course she was. That was classic Mom. Ignore my feelings, excuse my sister's behavior, then demand a group forgiveness session like we were preschoolers learning to share. I typed back, not going. Thanks though, Mel. Wait, what do you mean? Me, I'm extending my trip. Her response came fast. Oh my God, iconic. Tell me everything when you get back. I support this. I grinned. It felt good to see even one person rooting for me. I opened my laptop right there in the cabana, pulled up the airline website, and click, done. Extended my vacation another full week. 7 more days of peace. 7 more days of no family drama. 7 more days of doing absolutely nothing that didn't serve me. And right before I closed the laptop, sent one final text to Mom and Hannah, then blocked them again. Oh, now you want me around. Sorry to busy enjoying my overreaction. Good luck handling your own messes. Was it petty? Absolutely. But for once, I wasn't the one being walked over. I wasn't the emergency broom they pulled out to sweep up broken glass. I was out, completely, totally joyfully out. I turned off my phone, set it aside, and let myself sink deeper into the day. The rest of the afternoon was a dream, a massage by the beach, a nap under palm trees, a steak dinner that honestly might have changed my religion, and a sunset that painted the whole sky gold and pink. I took a picture of it, of course. Posted it with one caption, 0 regrets, and I didn't check my phone again for the first time in years. I felt free. I woke up the next day with the sun warming my face and the soft rumble of waves rolling onto the shore. For the first time in years, I wasn't bracing myself for the next family emergency. I wasn't rehearsing apologies or trying to fix anyone's mess. It was just me. Ate my breath. My peace. Room service brought in a plate of eggs, fruit, and a fresh croissant. I ate on the balcony, overlooking the ocean. While sunlight glittered across the water like someone had poured diamonds onto the waves, my phone stayed. Face down the entire time, by noon. I was stretched out on a private hammock strung between 2 palms. A gentle breeze rocked me as the world felt far, far away. And the best part? Nobody needed me. Nobody was calling me to solve everything. Nobody expected me to patch wounds I didn't cause. Nobody was treating me like the family's emotional repairman, and that freedom tasted better than any cocktail I'd had on this trip. Later that evening, I took a walk along the shoreline. Wet sand pushed between my toes as the sky faded from gold to rose to a deep, calming purple. The ocean hummed beside me, steady and beautiful, nothing like the chaos I left behind. Halfway down the beach, I stopped, closed my eyes. Let the waves wash over my ankles, and I realized something. My family didn't cut me out of the wedding. They cut me out of their priorities, out of their respect, out of their care. Me leaving wasn't revenge. It was clarity. It was me acknowledging my own worth. And in that moment, with the ocean stretching out before me, I finally let all the resentment go. Not because they deserved forgiveness, because I deserved peace. When I finally headed back to the resort, tiki torches glowed along the path. A musician played soft guitar on the patio. Guests laughed and chatted over dinner, and I felt lighter, like I had shed something heavy I'd been carrying for years. I stopped, took one last picture of the beach at twilight, and posted it with a final caption. Choosing myself was the best decision I ever made. Then I slipped my phone into airplane mode, stepped inside the resort, and left the rest of the world outside. I didn't know what waited for me back home. I didn't know how my family would react when I stayed gone longer than they expected, but I did know one thing I would never again: apologize for taking care of myself, and for the first time in my life, that was enough.